In this video, I'm going to show how to get instant wrist pain relief. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, we're going to go over easy exercises that can offer instant wrist pain relief, even within 30 seconds. And they're really good for helping with carpal tunnel syndrome. Just as a quick note, each one of these exercises works differently. To get the best results, go through them all and use what gives you the most relief. With that being said, let's get started. For this exercise, we're going to put our hands out in front of us and press our palms together. Keep pressing to the point where you feel a really good activation of the soft tissues working from your palms into your wrists towards your forearms. You're going to hold this and now slowly bend your hands towards one side. Do this slowly because you're going to feel a really deep stretch form across your wrists into your forearms. Once you feel that, hold this comfortably for a second or two, release it, and then repeat it on the other side. Do this nice and slowly for 5 to 10 repetitions on both sides. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. To take this one to the next level, interlock your fingers and do big wide circles with your hands. Again, moving through your wrists as much as possible. Do this 5 to 10 times in one direction and then switch it up in the opposite direction and then repeat. But go through both of these movements. The odds are you're going to find that one certain movement or position, for me it's going towards the left right here, that just offers the best stretch and the most relief. And at that point, keep building into that movement over and over again until everything is nice and loose or you're not getting any more improvement. This is called muscle scraping or Gua Sha, and this can give wrist pain relief within seconds. We're going to need a couple different things for this. The first being a large metal spoon. You want one with a little bit more thickness, you'll get better results. The next being a form of lubrication. Any massage oil or lotion that is designed to be put on the skin should work. The first thing, just take your lotion and coat all around your hand, wrist, and forearm, all the way up to the elbow. We're going to focus on everything with this one. So next, we're going to take our spoon, and just as a quick note, it doesn't matter what part of the spoon you use for this, because when you do this, you're going to notice that certain parts of the spoon just make it a little bit easier to reach certain areas around the hand and the wrist. So just switch it up during this method and use what works best for you. So what I'm going to do first is just take my arm and hand and have my palm facing upward and just rest it on a table or a flat surface. Just have everything nice and relaxed. Let's start above the wrist into the palm right here on the pinky side, right on the inner part. I'm going to angle my spoon roughly at 30 to 45 degrees, and I'm going to press into muscle and soft tissue with this one. We're going to avoid anything that feels bony, like around the wrist right here, because that can cause irritation. Just apply enough pressure where it's going to be a comfortable self-massage and just do nice slow strokes upward right here towards the heart. It's really important that we stroke upward towards the heart also, because that's going to help improve circulation. But go over one area roughly about 5 times. Afterwards, see how it feels. If it feels nice and loose, just work inward like this and repeat, going all the way towards the thumb. The odds are when you do this, you're probably going to find that one certain spot just feels really, really tight, achy, or even painful, like right here on the inner part of the thumb pad for me. At that point, I stop over that spot and just keep digging in there until it releases and everything is nice and loose. And if you do have one spot that's just really, really stubborn, at that point I would use different parts of the spoon or attack it at different angles. So instead of going straight down like this, you can angle it a little bit. You can even go side to side. Just kind of dig into the soft tissue until it finally releases. So after we've done the palm, you're more than welcome to go over the fingers and the thumb. You can go right over the wrist, hopefully. Work upward like this towards the elbow. Flip your hand over on the side so your thumb is pointed upward. Flip it over and go on the back side, but just focus on everything. And if you do notice that one spot just needs a little bit more attention at that point, just keep digging in there until everything is nice and loose. So let's take this one to the next level and focus on some more problematic areas, including the carpal tunnel that usually cause wrist pain. So for this one, what I'm going to do is just start off by finding the carpal tunnel. This one is really easy. Let's have our palm facing forward. We're going to make a fist and we're just going to curl our fist towards you. So as you do this, you're going to notice that a ridge forms. This is where the median nerve travels through the carpal tunnel, which is right here at the junction between the hand and the wrist. And when that gets closed off through irritation or just a buildup of soft tissue adhesions, it usually causes discomfort right here in this area, especially right over the thumb pad. So if you do have symptoms like that, just focus on that area a little bit more. Curl your hand upward and then just use the spoon to target all around that carpal tunnel and just go lightly over it when you go over the wrist. And you can also put the wrist into different motions to find positions that will offer more relief. So I would turn the hand inward like this, go over the wrist or over any spot that you feel is tight and achy. You can turn it outward, you can curl your hand upward like this, and you can also bring it backward. But I would go through all of these movements. Again, target any spot that you feel needs a little bit more attention. For this exercise, we're going to need a flat surface like a table or a desk. Start off by taking your palm, pressing downward into that surface, and spread your fingers out as much as you can. Take the hand on the other side, grip around your wrist, and during this exercise, press down to make sure the palm does not lift up like this. So what I'm going to do next is straighten my elbow and then lean my body weight forward. The goal is to drive this forearm straight forward as much as possible, because the more that you go into it, the more that you're going to feel a deep stretch form in your forearm that works into the wrist. Once you feel it in your wrist, hold this comfortably for 5 seconds, release it, and repeat this 5 to 10 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. To take this one to the next level, flip your hand over so your palm is facing towards the ceiling, and then repeat. You're going to notice it targets those muscles a little bit differently, but give this a try in both directions. If you find that one just offers a little bit more relief, at that point, keep throwing repetitions in until everything is nice and loose or you're not getting any more improvement. Here's another really good exercise using a table or a desk. Start off by having your arm on the desk, your wrist directly off the edge, fingers pointed towards the floor. What we're going to do is take the hand on the other side, lightly grip around our fingers, and just slowly pull downward like this, making sure that our arm does not slide forward. As you do this, you're going to feel a really deep stretch form in your wrist. Build into this one as much as you can. Hold it comfortably for 5 seconds, release it, and then repeat this 5 to 10 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it's helping out, but it needs a little bit more, just keep throwing repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. But if you would like to take this one to the next level, as you pull downward, slowly turn your hand inward like this and also outward. Because what you're going to notice is one certain movement or position just offers the best stretch. For me, it's going towards my left. At that point, I stop in that position and now pull downward. Hold this for 5 seconds, release it, and just keep repeating it over and over again until everything is nice and loose. Here's an exercise that's great for wrist pain, but also carpal tunnel syndrome. Start off by taking your hands, putting them together in a prayer position, and then pressing your hands into your chest. From here, slowly press your hands and wrists towards the floor until you feel a really deep, but comfortable stretch form in your wrists that works towards your forearms. Once you feel that, hold this for 5 seconds and then release it. Let's take this one to the next level by putting our wrists through different movements to hopefully get more relief. So for this next one, we're going to put our hands straight out in front of us, bend our elbows, and then press our wrists towards our body. Hits the wrist just a little bit differently. 5-second hold and then release it. The last movement is putting our hands straight towards the floor, bending our elbows, and then pressing the wrist straight up towards the ceiling. This one by far is the most intense stretch, so build into this one slowly. 5-second hold and then release it. But try to go through all of these movements at least 2 to 3 times. But the odds are you're going to find that one certain movement just offers the best stretch. For me, it's pressing towards the body. At that point, I just keep building into that movement over and over again until everything is nice and loose or I'm not getting any more improvement. Here's an exercise that you can use throughout the day anytime that you need quick wrist pain relief. What we're going to do is put our hands straight out in front of us and do what are called piano fingers. So imagine a big keyboard out in front of you. What you want to do is just act like you're playing it, but as you do this, really try to move your fingers and thumbs as much as possible, spreading them out and then lifting them up and down. Do this for about 15 to 20 seconds, relax, and then repeat this a couple more times. But if you do notice like one certain movement just really stretches into your hand, into the wrist a little bit more, like maybe moving your thumb like this, just try to build into that movement as much as you can until everything is nice and loose. But let's take this one to the next level and try to get some more relief. So what I'd like to do next is take my thumbs and I pretty much just start to tap them on my fingers. So I pretty much just bring my pinky and my thumb together, press in there to activate that soft tissue in the hand into the wrist. Hold that for a second, release it, go towards the ring finger, middle finger, index finger, and just try to do this for about 5 times on each finger, just like this. But again, if you do notice that any of these just are offering a little bit more relief, just keep building into that over and over again. Always focus on the movement that releases the most tightness. So let's really focus on the wrist at this point. What you want to do is take your thumb and pretty much just curl it all the way towards your pinky finger and just kind of press right below it into your palm. If you can't go that far, go as far as you can. What you're going to do is hold this and now just curl your fingers around your thumb. At this point, you should already start to feel a very deep stretch forming on the outside of your thumb. And what I'm going to do from here are just wrist circles. So I'm just going to slowly do a big wide circle like this with my wrists. Try to make each circle a little bit bigger and do this about 10 to 15 times. And then from there, you're going to switch directions and repeat. I really feel this one going in the opposite direction. But go through all of these movements. Again, you're going to find that one just offers the most relief. And at that point, keep building into it over and over again until everything is nice and loose or you're not getting any more improvement. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.